The first time I saw Mark Delaney was on our doorstep. He had a cocky grin and a bottle of wine. Said he was Claire's old friend from college. I shook his hand. Firm grip. Too firm. The kind men use when they want to assert dominance. I didn't like him from the start. But Claire? She lit up around him. That laugh, the one I hadn't heard in years, came out so easily. I let it go. I had to. You don't accuse your wife of anything when you've been married 12 years and have 2 daughters. Mark kept coming around. Dinners, drinks, catching up. He helped Claire with her garden, gave her books, called her smart, noticed her hair. I watched from the sidelines, playing the role of the trusting husband, until I found the note, tucked in her jewelry box, hidden behind an old pair of earrings. It was short. Same place tomorrow. I'll miss your hands tonight. M. My world cracked. But I didn't confront her. Not yet. I needed more. I needed certainty. Proof. I became a different man that day. Quiet, observant, methodical. Over the next year, I gathered everything: texts, receipts, photos, a copy of the key she used for the hotel room. 15 years of marriage, and this was the truth she chose. Mark wasn't just a fling. He was her second life. I read messages from years ago. This had been going on since our 10th anniversary. She had even lied about a miscarriage, said it broke her. I now think it wasn't mine, that she didn't miscarry. She terminated. I'll never know, and I've stopped wanting to. I began to document everything, not just to expose her, but for control. The truth became a blade I could polish until it was sharp enough to slice through both their lives. I rented a storage unit. Inside were folders, drives, and notebooks, maps of their meeting places, records of hotel bookings, copies of gifts she gave him. One was a watch engraved with the phrase, "Still yours, always." He wore it in every picture. And then the dream started, recurring, vivid. I'm in a room full of mirrors, but each one shows Claire with a different version of Mark, laughing, whispering, aging together. I walk through the room, but can't touch any of them. I wake up sweating. That's when I knew. I had to end it. I tracked Mark's habits, found out he jogged every morning at 6:30 a.m. through the wooded trail by his house. I joined a gym, got in shape, studied the area, waited for the foggiest morning. Then I struck. I wore gloves, a mask, black from head to toe. I knew the trail cameras and how to avoid them. When he rounded the bend near the river, I was there. One hard blow to the temple. He dropped. One more to make sure. I dragged him to the water, let the river take him. The news called it a tragedy, accidental death. No suspects, no leads. Claire mourned, but I saw her grief, not for a friend, but for the man she really loved. She became hollow. I watched her cry alone in the laundry room. I watched her delete his photos, but not before staring at them for minutes. She wore black for a week, and then, one fall morning, there was a knock. 2 detectives, one tall and broad, the other thin and analytical. They asked if they could speak to Claire. About Mark Delaney. Claire froze. I said, "Honey, they need to ask you some questions." She lied, said they were friends, former classmates, hadn't spoken much in years. The thin detective slid a photo across the table, her handwriting, a letter I had planted. Because this was found in his safe. Claire turned pale. They questioned her for an hour. I sat silently, pretending to be confused, supportive. Inside, I was savoring every second. Then came the anonymous tip from a neighbor who'd seen Claire meeting Mark, who claimed they argued loudly. I submitted it. from a VPN, burned the laptop. When Claire was officially listed as a person of interest, she broke. She told me everything, cried, asked me if I could ever forgive her. I held her, whispered, "I already have." And then I walked away. She was suspended from work. People whispered. Even our daughters distanced themselves. And I watched her unravel, just like I had, for 15 years. You want more? Fine. One day, while she was asleep, I removed all photos of us from the house, left only one, Claire and Mark, framed and set gently in the freezer. A message. She found it. She knew. But she couldn't prove a thing. Now, I live upstate, teach literature, sleep well, and every once in a while I hear from Claire. She still sends postcards, still begs for the truth. But I never write back, because the game isn't over. It's just paused, until I decide to start the next round.